What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, and welcome to episode 10 of our 30-part series on every single GMAX Pokemon. It's a series where I guest and I go in depth on every Gigantamax Pokemon out there. We'll be covering their stats, move pools, potential teammates, impact on the Sword and Shield Draft League meta, and in the end, give it a ranking. Once the series is over, I'll make a video covering the top 10 GMAX Pokemon in Sword and Shield. Last week we covered GMAX COPPERAJAH. It was one of the funnest videos I've done on the series so far, so if you missed it, make sure you go and check it out. But this week, I'm excited to announce that the Pokemon that you guys chose, because it is about damn time. After 10 episodes of being up for vote, we are finally covering GMAX Drednaw. But as always, I am not alone. I'm joined by the coach of the West Virginia Miniors, New York Metagross, New Orleans Saint Snow, and Philly Soldu, and probably a ton more. Also, the champion of the NCP Season 3, ultraplayer12. How's it going, Joshua?
Oh, what's going on, everyone? Going well. Going very well.
Oh my god. I expected a bit more from you there, but I guess not?
Yeah, I'm here. Doing really good. Really excited to talk about Mr. Drednaw here.
Alright, well, if you guys don't know Josh, you will know him after this. He is a really fantastic battler, and all of his links will be in the description below, so make sure to check him out. And at the same time, down in the description, there is a straw poll link, which has the 3 options we'll be having next for the vote for episode 12. It's going to be Sandaconda, Orbeetle, and Colossal will be up for episode 12. Now, everyone, if you're excited for the video, I would appreciate it if you left a like on the video, commented your thoughts on GMAX Drednaw, and subscribe if you enjoy competitive Pokemon content. And without further ado, let's get started. Josh, what is your favorite thing about GMAX Drednaw?
So my favorite thing about GMAX Drednaw is, I believe up until DLC release, there was no other Pokemon that had access to a weather speed boosting ability, whereas normal mons, might have some trouble breaking certain things. The GMAX ability, or the Dynamax moves, made it a lot easier to break through teams and then set up for a later Rain Sweeper to come in.
Like, your favorite thing about this Pokemon is that it was good before the latest DLC. And honestly, I kind of agree. It's really not that great of a GMAX Pokemon. Its stats are kind of mediocre. It's got 115 in its attack, which is good but not great. And then its speed at 74 is pretty shit. But you do have Swift Swim, which kind of saves it. But other than that, its defense is also ass, so its stats are just bad. Would you agree, or do you think there's any kind of merit for Drednaw?
I think there is some merit just due to the fact that it has the coverage, and like I said, with Dynamax moves, it's able to potentially break through a lot more mons than it normally can. One thing that you see trouble with on physical Rain Sweepers is the ability to break through grass types. Not only is it able to handle grass types a lot better with access to the GMAX Ice move, but also GMAX Bug moves with stuff like Mega Horn, so it's able to help pressure those grass types a lot better and set up for secondary Rain Sweepers that you may have. Although, you are right, its stats leave very, very much to be desired.
I mean, its move pool is pretty good. Like, you were talking about it a bit, but you didn't even mention it gets Fighting Moves to boost its attack stats. It gets Swords Dance before you Gigantamax, which is huge. You get access to ground moves, ice moves, dragon, bug, poison. Like, it's pretty crazy the amount of moves that you get in the coverage, which is nice, especially for a mon that, again, doesn't have the greatest stats in the world. One thing I will say, though, is GMAX Stone Surge, as good of a move as it is because it sets up hazards, like, why couldn't it be a rock move? Why was it not a rock move? The fact that it's a water move really takes away a lot of what GMAX Drednaw would normally be doing. That's just unfortunate because the GMAX rock move will actually set up Sandstorm, which gets rid of the speed boost that you get in rain. So I don't get the point of that.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate that it got taken down so far by its own stabs and everything. It could have been a lot better, definitely.
Right, and this way you can just do it once. Automatic, you attack, you get up rocks. It just should have been a rock move. Anyways, we did talk a bit about abilities. You mentioned that it gets a speed boosting ability from Weather, which is one of the few ones that did get that before the first DLC. There's only 2 options though, really. You're gonna be running a Strongjaw set, or you're gonna be running a Swift Swim set, and Strongjaw is a shitty ability on a Gigantamax Pokemon because there are no jaw attacks when you're Gigantamaxed, and Swift Swim is only good when you have like a Pelipper or Politoed next to you. There's no benefit to running any abilities on this Pokemon unless you have a Rain team.
Yeah, it's really constrictive when it comes to building because you have to put it on a Rain team. Otherwise, there just is absolutely no point in running it unless you want to run in like a weird kind of bulky mon, set up the Sandstorm with a rock move and just run like Shell Armor, and you can be really bulky with like the Spadef boost and everything, but even then, its Spadef is 68.
Yeah, not that good at all. But in the end, Drednaw can't do everything on its own. It needs to have some partners. So what are you looking at in terms of Pokemon that can be good partners for, or things that you really want, roles that you need filled with GMAX Drednaw?
So the first things that I would obviously see, as we mentioned, is you need a range setter. You need Pelipper or Politoed. Get Pelipper. You always want a second Rain Sweeper, in my opinion. I wouldn't go with Kabutops just because it's going to be doing very similar things to Drednaw. and honestly doing it better, and you don't want it to overshadow your Gigantamax. I'd say Kingdra, really good with this. As I mentioned, you can do a really good job of pressuring those grass types. Set up Absorbs Dance, then click Dynamax Bug Move, Dynamax Ice Fang, or just regular Strong Draw Ice Fang if you want to run that kind of set. Whatever, it does a really good job of pressuring those grass and helps set up later for something like Kingdra to come in, or Barraskewda. Not many Rain Sweepers, but I would definitely say Kingdra as a B would be the best one.
I definitely think that there's a few things that are really important for Drednaw. One is you need to have a way to handle grass types. If you look at GMAX Drednaw, it has 4 weaknesses. It's got the Fortress weakness to grass, it's got a weakness to electric, to fighting, and to ground. There's like 12 evolutionary lines of Pokemon that resist all 4 of those types, and all of them are grass types, which is really nice because you get to actually have the fire types that they would be taking get weakened in rain. So that's nice to have. Something like a Gourgeist, a Delmise, a Whimsicott, or the best option in my eyes would actually be Celebi. Those are all really nice options to have. Celebi is good because it gets access to U-Turn, it gets access to Stealth Rocks as well, so you're not forced to always click Stone Surge with GMAX Drednaw. The other option I think is really important is something that gets Spikes. Spikes is really cool because it really forces switch-ins, Drednaw does, and Spikes will allow you to, I guess, really pressure your opponent's teams unless they're running something with the heavy-duty boots or have Magic Guard or Levitators or Flying-type Pokemon, which again, don't want to take the Rock-type moves that Drednaw is going to be dishing out. So something good would be a Klefki, a Frostlass, or a Mew. And the last thing that's a good pairing, something that gets Volt Absorb or Lightning Rod, a Pokemon that has an electric immunity that is not weak to water. I think that's important because you don't want your ground type taking rain boosted Scalds when you want them to be just an electric immunity. So something like Zorora or Lantern are really useful here.
I agree. I can get behind that. You don't really build around Drednaw, you just add Drednaw to a rain team, in my opinion. So if you know how to work with rain, if you know how to build with rain, I feel like you're going to be able to fit Drednaw in pretty well.
Well, really quickly now, just give me 2 items that you would run on GMAX Drednaw, 2 items that you think are really good on it.
The first would be, without question, Choice Band. It really appreciates that boost. Choice Band or Life Orb, I kind of put them together. I kind of stick them together a lot in my mind. So either a boosting item like one of those 2 or Window. Able to break through the grass a little bit easier because you can take your first hit unless it's a more specially based grass type. Giga Drain will be recovering them. But still, being able to fire off multiple hits on those grass types.
For me, Life Orb is the #1 best item because it actually gets the boost during Gigantamax. The choice items will not give you a boost, which does suck. But if it did, the band would be the perfect item, I think, because a rain boosted GMAX Stone Surge is going to be absolutely insanely hard hitting. So, but yeah, that's it for items. And I think we've pretty much covered everything except for giving it a ranking. So Josh, if you could give this Pokemon a ranking between 1 and 10, 10 being the best of the best, where would you give it a ranking?
I feel biased from the fact that I wanted it in APA before. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a nice, we'll give it a 5.
Giving it a 5. All right, well, you know, you're actually not far off from me. I would give it a 5 or a 6 if it was out of rain, because this Pokemon really needs rain to be successful. But if you had rain, I'd probably give it a 7 or 7.5 at the very most. But even then, there are other Gigantamax Pokemon I would rather have on my roster on a rain team than GMAX Drednaw, which is saying something. It's saying something really bad about this Pokemon. The biggest benefit to this thing is that you're going to be getting a Pokemon that's a strong GMAX option in rain that's in a lower tier than one of the higher Pokemon, so you'll have more points to work with. And that's pretty much it. That's all I have on GMAX Drednaw. Josh, was there anything else you want to mention when it came to this Pokemon?
Run Shell Armor for the memes.
Shell Armor for the memes. All right, so you guys have heard what we think. Now I want to hear from you. If you're watching this video, comment what you like or hate about GMAX Drednaw and let me know why as well. If you want to learn more about GMAX Pokemon, feel free to check out the other videos in the series. There's a playlist linked in the cards at the top right of your screen. If this is the first time you've seen one of my videos, consider subscribing. You've already made it to the end of the video, meaning you've probably enjoyed it. Oh, and of course, don't forget to like the video as well. Next week, my guest and I will be covering GMAX Toxtricity, so get excited for that. And if you guys would like to vote on episode 12, your options are Sandaconda, Orbeetle, and Colossal. Thanks for joining me today, Josh. I really appreciate it. Tell them where you can find your Twitter and your channel where you can just watch someone win a ton of league championships.
Yeah, did you say tell them where? On YouTube it is ultraplayer12 and Twitch is ultraplayer561.
Regardless, both of his links will be down in the description as well as his Twitch. Now in all seriousness, guys, though, I do want to say Josh is one of the strongest players that I know. He's been on the grind for a long time. He deserves a lot more subs than he has right now. He is a championship winning machine, so make sure to go and check him out if you want to see really high quality, high skilled content. So that's Josh for you guys. All right, well everyone, thank you for watching the series. The reception of the videos is really starting to kind of exceed my expectations, which is really amazing, so thank you for that. And again, just thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one.